Hi, welcome to part 2 of Where Are We Going? And I want to wrap this up because I know that this has kind of become a little bit of a lengthy video. So as we were nearing Wyoming, an old wound really began to come up for me. It's really the underlying theme of my book, and it's worthiness or unworthiness, or lovability versus unlovability. And my original vision included an attachment to that wound. My original vision was that I had to be somewhere surrounded by a community of like-minded people. I had to be in an area that perfectly supported me. Now, I didn't realize it at the time, but that vision was because there was still a sense in me of unworthiness. And it was all tied back into an old wound that had not fully healed. I had done so much work around it. It didn't even cross my path that was part of that attachment to that original vision. I had this belief that, because I was told all the time when I was little, if people know you, they won't love you. Not even when I was little, growing up, period. I was told that so many times, and it hit my heart heavy, that if people really knew you, they wouldn't love you, or what had you done to trick them to like you? Those kind of things. And so this original vision of needing to be somewhere surrounded by like-minded people was attached to that. Well, when I got here, in the presence of, on the surface, Julie and I look oppositional. I'm a vegetarian environmentalist, and she is a livestock raising farmer who uses chemicals. And yet our differences did not divide us. In fact, they have brought us closer together. And what did that? Well, I credit most of that to her, because she has this beautiful, loving, gentle spirit. But the other part of that is that we found safety in each other's hearts and in each other's space that we hold in our heart. We've talked about this so many times, about how we could be so different and yet we're the same. And that is the point I want to make to you, that when you follow the path of love, it removes obstacles. And following this path of love led me to heal that wound. Julie knows me better than probably any other person other than my own daughter on this planet. I know her, and yet we love each other more than I did when I got here. And I'm so grateful that her family and her husband have shared her so much with me, allowed me to have time with her. And she keeps saying to me, "You think you came here for you, and you came here for me." And that's the other gift of love. When love surrounds us, it mutually supports and nurtures and builds up each other. And so I found a home for my heart. I found a place of belonging. And I found a sense of safety. And I found a sense of unconditional love that can only come from being in a space that is unlike you. So maybe your visions that you're manifesting and thoughts about what you need are more attached to a pain than a promise. And I encourage you to allow Spirit to lead you into some of those scarier places, and let go of these ideals and ideas of what it had to look like, and be open to what maybe it wants to look like. As if that wasn't fantastic enough, then I got to go back to the wheel. And I'm going to let you guys read about that experience on my blog, about the wheels of motion. But what is manifested out of that, and what manifested that day, was a sense of spiritual belonging. When I met with April, who was one of the shamans at the wheel that day, out of divine coordination. Circumstances that would take me a whole nother half an hour to kind of tell you all about how Spirit worked to get me to the wheel at that time and worked with her, and there were all these delays and last minute decisions, and it was just this incredible orchestration that got us there. And our spirits have known each other for such a long time, and in her presence my spirit found an incredible home and an incredible path. Over these last month since we met, the vision has been morphing and evolving for my healing sanctuary, what I want to do, how this is all going to work. And I have shared with her that while I'm grateful for the teachers that brought me to this point with energy work and Reiki and just all the other different things that have come into my life, how they never felt congruent with who I was, how there always just seemed to be like a little thorn under the skin with them. We've talked so much about that, about how to align with who you are. And I'm so humbled that she has offered to be with me. And I have said to her, would you teach me? Would you train me? And it's beyond my understanding at this point when she says to me, I don't need to teach you anything. I just need to help you remember who you are and what you know. Anyway, I'm just amazed at that. And I'm so grateful for having something that feels so 100% on target in my life and that going forward. And so I found a home for my heart, a physical home that I know I can come back to, and a spiritual home. And out of that comes the big question of, where are we going? Well, I have made the decision to go back to winter in Sedona, Arizona. And in that process, April and I will continue the work that we've begun. I will finish the book, have time for publishers to catch up to me. I've already started on the second book. And also refill this broken pocketbook of mine. And then I'm open to what lies next. One of the wonderful things that has happened is that there isn't one place that this sanctuary can reside. So I will be taking people on spiritual adventures and helping them through nature discover these wonderful things, these wonderful visions that I have gotten to experience. And so that'll continue to unfold, and I'm excited to bring that as well. But what I want in this spirit of the fall equinox, when the light and the day are in balance, in perfect balance, and we're looking into winter, the time of death and birth, to let go of what no longer serves us, to celebrate what we have created this whole growing season, is that if you're trapped in that space of this ultra positivity manifestation and like feeling disillusioned by it, take heart and follow your heart, because things may not look as that first vision appeared to you. There could be a grander, more magnificent story waiting for you. If anything that I have said resonates with you and you would like to explore this journey further on a personal level, please visit my website at www.essenceawakened.com, and I'd be happy to do a coaching consultation free of charge to you. I'm grateful for all our followers. and all the pieces of love that have made this new vision come into focus. Namaste.